Bruce Banner realized the Hulk was hungry on a day when nothing was wrong. No alarms screamed, no cities burned, no gods descended from the sky. It was just a quiet report scrolling across a deep space monitor. An inhabited planet had gone. Dark, not destroyed, not fractured, not scorched, simply absent, like someone had selected it and pressed delete. Banner stared at the data because this had happened before, 3 times now. Always after the Hulk had been deployed against something big, something cosmic, something labeled extinction level. The pattern was subtle enough to ignore until you stopped pretending you didn't see it. The Hulk wasn't coming back injured anymore. He wasn't angrier or louder. He was calmer, heavier, somehow, like a storm that had already passed and taken something with it. When Banner finally asked the question no one wanted to voice, what exactly happened on those worlds, the answers came back incomplete. Satellites were blind, gravity wells were altered, space itself seemed folded inward where a planet should be. There was no radiation spike, no debris field, no evidence of a battle, only a silence so clean it felt intentional. And then Galactus changed course, a cosmic constant, older than fear itself, altering its trajectory to avoid a green shape drifting through the void. That terrified Banner more than anything Hulk had ever done, because Galactus does not flee hunger. Galactus is hunger, and yet, he moved away. That's when Banner understood Hulk wasn't getting stronger, because strength implies resistance, effort, a struggle. The Hulk wasn't struggling anymore. He was feeding. The truth began to surface, not as a revelation, but as a confession reality had been holding back. The Hulk was never rage, never punishment, never an accident. He was a response, a reflex baked into the universe long before Banner was born, a living algorithm designed to identify threats too complex, too adaptive, too corrupt to be fought conventionally. Because when a system becomes infected beyond repair, you don't negotiate with it. You don't punch it harder. You remove it entirely. And the Hulk, he was the removal. He was a cosmic immune response triggered when a world crossed a threshold that no hero, no god, no weapon could ever fix. Banner's gamma accident didn't create the Hulk, it unlocked him. It turned Bruce into a delivery system, a syringe the universe could push when it needed to cleanse itself. The Hulk's hunger wasn't for food or flesh, but for instability, for worlds that had grown too dangerous to continue, civilizations that had optimized cruelty, intelligence, and expansion beyond any safe limit. When the Hulk fought them, he didn't rage. He consumed. He folded matter, energy, and history into himself, collapsing planets not with force, but with sheer inevitability. The Avengers learned this far too late, watching recordings frame by frame until the horror settled deep into their bones. The Hulk never destroyed those worlds in combat. He hugged them. He held them. He absorbed them until there was nothing left to corrupt anything else. Banner begged them to stop using the Hulk, but the universe kept escalating. Threats stacked up faster than heroes could respond, and every time the Hulk was unleashed, he came back quieter, with darker eyes and a heavier presence, like a star gaining mass. Banner felt it inside himself, a growing pull, a gravity behind his thoughts, a hunger that wasn't his but lived through him, whispering that Earth was not exempt, that Earth was not special, that Earth, too, was a system trending toward instability. When Banner finally ran the numbers, honestly, wars scaling up, weapons beginning to think, ecosystems collapsing, gods fighting gods on populated soil, he realized Earth was approaching the threshold. The Avengers finally faced the question that no victory speech could ever soften. What happens when the immune system identifies the host as the infection? Tony was gone, unable to build a machine to outthink it. Thor could feel something watching from beyond the stars and knew that even gods could be eaten. Doctor Strange searched all possible futures and found none where the Hulk was stopped without something far worse replacing him, because you cannot kill an immune response without inviting disease. Banner understood the cruel elegance of it all. The Hulk was not evil or good. He was necessary, and the only thing keeping Earth alive was Bruce himself, the thin, fragile layer of doubt, love, and guilt slowing the trigger, delaying the response. The Hulk grew hungrier, not because Earth deserved it yet, but because it was close. And when the sky finally darkened with a presence that was not an invasion, but a diagnosis, Banner stood alone. He knew this was never about saving the world. It was about deciding whether it deserved to continue. As the Hulk roared, not in anger, but in anticipation, Banner whispered an apology, not to humanity, but to the universe, because if Earth crossed that line, The Hulk would not fight it. He would eat it, quietly, completely, leaving behind nothing but a cleaner cosmos. And the most terrifying truth of all was that somewhere deep inside the monster, the Hulk wasn't angry about that. He was relieved. Thank you for watching.